Warning. The following video may contain unnecessary venting about the Blood Blade manga. Viewer discretion is advised.
When Blood Blade was announced back in 2023, I was quite excited to read this new Kodansha title. The protagonist was a unique take on Count Dracula, the artwork shown to promote the series was very detailed, and this Japanese manga would get published in English before anywhere else. Looking like everything was going for this series, it honestly had potential to be a modern classic. Unfortunately, after finally getting around to reading Blood Blade in 2025, my excitement for this manga quickly turned to disappointment. Here's why. Vampires are no strangers to manga, as there are many series that revolve around the creature of the night. Seeing as the most known vampire in all of folklore and pop culture has turned into a katana-wielding waifu, I assumed Blood Blade would have a long lifespan. To my surprise, it only lasted 5 volumes. I thought the series might have gotten the axe, but it genuinely ended with a whopping 25 chapters. But just cause the manga is short, doesn't mean it can't tell a great story.
I was acting.
Now in my opinion, Blood Blade's story leaves much to be desired. The summary we get makes it sound like Dracula will hunt down the evil organization Cerebus to protect monster kind. But upon reading it, the story just feels like one big escort mission to Monster Island. We do get to see Dracula fight, but a good chunk of those result in the enemy joining the party because they're monsters, or Dracula running away. If I were to give this story a grade, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. With such a mediocre story, I at least was still happy to see the beautiful artwork of Blood Blade. However, as I was going through the story, I noticed that some of the artwork used looked repetitive. It started to feel like concept art was just being copy and pasted. Now maybe the reason for doing this was to save time, as drawing manga takes a lot of work. Be that as it may, something like this wouldn't fly if another series did it. Not only would it take readers out of the immersion of the story, fans could potentially call the artist lazy for using such methods. As someone who wanted to see Blood Blade succeed, it pains me to see how everything turned out. If you haven't read this manga yet, I'd say you're better off reading something else. If you have read it, what are your thoughts on the series? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.